Welcome back. We just took a very nice break in which we observed Shanna's new bed in the back of her truck
that I built with power tools
and your bare hands.
Butch.
I feel like we should have left that as vague as possible. We're like, we just enjoyed the break where we convinced the Fisher to get into the back of Shanna's van.
in case he ever watches it.
Accurate.
Thank you, Michael. Last name starts with L from the deli, who helped me by letting me use his wood shop, also by basically showing me how to do a thing and then having me do it with the power tools.
That's awesome.
Which was a really cool way to teach and like lead, but also not like, you know, like
Do
it
it
was
for
like
you.
it was like I
He's
couldn't have done it
IRL
without
Logical
him.
Michael.
What was that?
He's IRL Logical Michael.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was just cool because it was like I didn't know how much he was going to let me use like the scary
in real life,
like saws and
God.
like the big, you know, and he was just like,
keep up to
yeah.
man.
Sorry, guys.
There wasn't a whole lot of protection or safety. I will say that.
What she
But
said? I don't know.
he also knows that I'm like not gonna
Did you have
do
goggles?
something stupid.
When you're
No.
using a saw.
He wears glasses, so I don't know if he was thinking about it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Generally, when you're using a saw, you want to wear goggles.
I know.
Can I tell you that I am deathly afraid of power tools? But I took a welding class in art school, and my teacher was like, "Oh, you have to use the chop saw for that." And he was like, "You do it like this." So, like, I'm not afraid of cutting metal
Wow.
with
Different
like
level.
giant power tools, but like woodworking, I'm like, I'm gonna lose fingers and limbs, and there's gonna be
That's
blood
surprisingly
everywhere.
specific. Oddly enough, it's like because I would be
You know
the
what's
same thing.
You're like the Julia Child of woodworking.
You know what's one of the cool, I mean, aside from like
Just my finger.
this like near stranger that I work with being like, sure, come over on a Saturday afternoon and I'll just like shoot the shit with you for 3 hours and like teach you how to do stuff.
Yeah.
I went to the Rebuild store on Mississippi
Yeah, great
and
store.
all the wood cost me $5.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
So that bed cost me $5.
And you gained a friend.
And I
And a life
gained
skill.
friend, and his son plays D&D.
Whoa.
And the inside of his house looks like a hobbit hole because he's a woodworker. So he's like built
Oh,
lofts
yeah.
and the inside. And I was like, why are you working at the deli at New Seasons? And he's just like, meh.
Support those habits.
That's
He was
10.
doing other things too. Anyway, it was
That's
cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, so let's continue. So you are basically making a beeline towards the
Blackfang.
Blackfang encampment.
Thank you.
Where they're
Blackfang
supposed to
tribal
be
town.
this time of year.
Um,
This
What does
month.
that mean? What did you do to my people? I'm just kidding.
which you know that town, no matter where it is, the name of that town is Khos.
Khos.
Yeah. So you are all on your way to Khos.
Khos.
And day 2, you encountered this weird sensory sort of vision that led you to these trees known as firefly trees. And then Daniel coughed up a lung, and now we're here.
Too
Almost
soon.
got that.
Triggered.
Yeah.
It's that's an unsafe gesture to make in this forest.
Coughing up.
Yeah, we all like instantly like circle you.
You can
Get
make a
ready.
new friend.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
What's popping out?
It's a baby.
So another day goes by, and there's definitely, I would say, the weirdest.
Day.
Getting warm.
The
It's
Portents?
actually, yeah, Portents.
Oh my gosh.
the weirdest encounter that you've had in like the third day essentially is coming across a weird patch of fungi that's known as the bleeding tooth fungus, and
those.
Yeah.
Have you seen those?
Yeah.
They're fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Can we eat these ones?
Oh my god, no! Although they do look like a very delicious jelly donut.
It looks like candy.
Something like
but it
strawberries
also
and cream.
at the same
Sparky,
time,
don't touch that.
but it also at the same time looks incredibly gross. And I wish I had a picture on me, but I don't. I'll show you after.
Can I
the
ask
session.
something?
I'm ready.
When we talk about different mushrooms, you know, we have that little screen in the corner. Can we like pop up a picture of the mushroom that we're talking about? Or is that like too much work?
when we'll get there.
Was that no? Sure.
I mean, essentially, it's challenging right now,
Mhm.
but we're working on like doing all sorts of.
Cool.
Or I recommend people Googling it.
Yeah.
What?
If you're already
How
watching
about
an
that?
online thing.
Yeah.
I mean, in the long run,
That's
that
true.
would be
Definitely
great.
Google bleeding tooth fungus.
But Google it.
It is
Join us in this
delightfully
visual
disgusting.
extravaganza.
You mean I can have two windows up
I'm one
on
of
my
those people
screen?
who always forgets I can
or
Google
use the small
things.
computer
and then
in
I'm
my
like,
lap?
why can't I just know this?
That's,
You know?
I feel like that's the
Posted in the
modern
live
day
chat.
conversation stopper. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, just Google it.
Yeah.
No, I just Googled with the person right there.
I
We should do
had-
it right now.
Yeah,
this whole
fine.
conversation when I was a nanny
Stop
with
and
kids
Google
that was
that.
like, we'd be walking around, they'd be like, I'd be like, oh, what do you think of this? Well, what do you think of this? And then they'd be like, just Google it. And I'd be like, don't you want to wonder? And they were like, wondering. Okay. And they were like, but seriously, can we just Google it?
I am
I care about
wondering right now.
I use, especially with like customers, use Google as a teaching tool. Like it's just another library.
Mhm.
I do that all the time.
So you're like, oh, let's look this up together. Oh, I learned something I didn't know. Here's the thing that you were looking for that I already told you about. Just buy it.
Yeah.
But
yeah, that's the reason that I refuse to leave my phone in my locker, because I use my phone at work. So because there's lots of stuff that I don't know. So
Yeah.
I just look it up and I show
Are we
the
supposed to
customer
leave
and
our
I make
phones
it.
in our lockers?
They tell you that so that you won't use it, and I'm just
I check it in the locker all the time.
Senior management
so
teams.
the last day, you feel like you're making good headway, and you're about a day out from Khos. When you hear, you basically hear a twig snap, and then you hear another twig snap, and then you hear, and then that's all you hear are twigs just sort of like moving and flexing and snapping.
That's not the signal, is it?
This is
a
no
quarter
signal that you know of.
No.
This is the quarter cracking?
Bird goes from
Didn't
having
think
red
so.
pencil on their back to like it's resting on their shoulder in one hand.
I too get into superhero pose.
I spiral and whip out my staff.
Okay, it's
Okay, so
rough neighborhood.
you find yourself surrounded on all sides by what appears to be at first some kind of a creature that's completely and solely made of twigs and small branches, and they're just sort of like shambling and moving towards you, actually way quicker than you would have thought.
But it's not the quarter kraken.
It doesn't look to be anything like the quarter kraken. And we can do in like knowledge checks on our turn because we are going to be rolling initiative.
Yay.
But yeah, so let's start that
I
out.
want this.
Oh no, I want this, but
I say
Some shit.
this is where we really get to know each other.
Comrades.
When?
In arms!
Yes.
When? Oh yes, you're
Let's
so
kill an ant.
ever present.
Yeah.
no,
I've been here before and will be again.
Can I have some dry erase
So,
markers,
I mean,
please?
think about everything of time for
Whoa,
you
that's
is
not
like
what I
a
wanted.
location I can almost sort of visit. So
I don't know
that
why
way,
I heard
like,
eraser.
We're
I was
all
like,
together on
eraser!
a linear
Throw
track
this
right
at
now,
you.
and it's not linear.
Sorry, I threw
Right?
an eraser.
No.
It's difficult to try and get that across. I'm
Enjoy
trying to
it.
work, find ways to do so, but been enjoying it. It's like, okay, I've been here before, but without actually knowing.
17 when you're ready.
But you're also here
Mm-hmm.
now too. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
That's-
And will be again.
okay.
This is one now. Just happens to be my current now.
Just gonna grab a. I should choose my.
Oh, now conveniently, now it's
You
time to
probably
pull out
know
those
the
spells.
in general.
Thanks,
You know.
Now we are rolling initiative?
Do you?
I know
You're
this.
now rolling initiative.
I
Yeah.
know
do
that
it.
other editions spells much better. They've changed things and empowered others and great things.
Do you have druid spell cards?
I do have
14.
druid spell cards. Do you need them?
Come on.
Do you want
No.
to just deal with the player's hand?
I was like, "What's your name?"
For the most part, I know what I've chosen.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. So
Fair.
Oh, that's not great.
Connor, you can put me down as 14.
I just know I'm going to
Yeah.
leave one.
Bill.
It's like really good part.
So is Kat first?
Michaux is 6.
I think so. Or are you just going to put the NPCs at the bottom?
Months from now.
Or do you want to roll them in?
Yes, we are going to put the NPCs at the bottom.
NPC.
I like that Saturday roll. It makes sense. Stick them on the bottom.
Right.
Yeah.
So, Kath, you're first. So, these creatures are about. They range from about like 3'4" to roughly 5 foot in height. So they vary.
How many are there?
There are too many to count on both hands. There's more than 10.
There's more than 10.
Yeah. If you'd like to take your full action to count all of them, you may.
I don't want to take my action to count. I mean, they clearly are like closing in on us.
The closest
orcs
one
can't count.
The closest one is
Don't
about
ask.
40 feet away, and the furthest one is about 80 feet away. And one thing that you do hear in the distance, and I mean in the far distance, are bows being fired.
As if there's a battle going on somewhere else.
Correct.
So maybe we're not the only people being attacked.
Maybe on our own here.
No backup. Whoever's with you.
We have each
all right,
other.
so I have 40 movement, so I'm going to move my full movement to the closest one, and I'm going to fucking attack it.
Yeah, you are.
I'm going to put myself between it and everybody else because I don't want it to come at my little squish clothy friends.
Oh, girl. It's time for this spell.
Is it hit with an 11?
An 11, you basically go up to it and you hit it. It turned its body in a way where you hit like a solid piece of bark that also had like a bunch of kind of thorns all over it. And not only did you not hit it, but you take 1 point of damage.
From hitting it with my staff?
Oh, I'm sorry. You hit it with your staff.
Yeah, that was my
apologize.
first attack.
You don't take 1 point of damage, but you also do not hit it.
Okay.
You basically
I'm going
hit
to
it
bonus
with your
action, like I'm going to see that my staff didn't do much, and I'm going to try to like hit it in the face.
Okay.
What I think is its face.
We like them.
And I'm going to punch it. I definitely don't hit that time.
Yeah.
Because it's an 8.
And you take 1 point of damage.
Okay.
Oh.
I'm at 19. I knew that was going to happen, but I couldn't win a game, and I was going to punch him anyway.
So
Do you cry out?
Yeah, I'm going to be like
Splinter.
don't touch these things. Like, they're kind of thorny.
Time's like...
Then something horrifying
good.
Was it your turn?
essentially dawns on you.
Yes, that I ran up to it.
Yeah. You ran up to it and you see that this thing, for lack of a better term, has like something in the middle of its sort of torso that maybe acts as like a heart. But you also see that that heart has like appendages, like almost tendrils, but not quite, but like it's grown appendages that have and like one set of appendages is controlling like its twig-like appendages, and then another set of appendages is controlling its ability to move. So this weird part of and then it kind of dawns on you. It reminds you of the dead thing that you guys eventually killed that came out of you.
It grew. Whatever spores were released.
And now we're at me.
I like them better in this form, at least. That's fine.
You get swarmed. You moved up.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
I should have looked at the initiative order, but
You
I
get
feel like Kath would have done that
swarmed,
regardless.
by about 5 of the really tiny ones.
Yeah, I did. I will squash you beneath my feet.
Kick him.
And
And kick them.
but let's see. But not before 3 of them actually release some of those like thorny needles.
No, don't do it.
And they basically come at you. 3 of the creatures release these needles.
Is that like a deck save or is it like a attack roll?
No, it's an attack roll.
Okay.
So
I don't know.
are you hit by an 18?
Yeah.
Phil. Yes.
Are you hit by a 13?
Yes, it's my AC.
And are you hit by a nat 20?
Was it not actually not 20 or
Oh,
not?
that's not nice.
Guys, I can't
Don't
see his
toy with me.
rolls.
Okay.
And Keth died that day.
You're fine. Everything's fine.
How many hit points you have?
19.
Okay.
Phil, don't ask me questions like that.
I
died.
So all these needles just into your body. Some of them in your neck. Some of them in other vitals that kind of get buried in your clothes. And you go down like a sack of potatoes. And then those 5 other like twiggy creatures. They basically shamble up to you. 2 of them actually stay on you, and the 3 of them go past you towards the others. And the other 2...
Wait, did I go down?
Yeah.
I recklessly endure, and I'm at 1 hit point, and I'm still up.
Okay, got it. So,
I just don't want to get overkilled. I'm just trying to stay alive here.
So,
but that does happen. It's a half-orc thing.
I'm going to say that the 3 that passed you, they actually didn't realize, like, you kind of went down, and then you, like, clawed your way back up again. So they thought that you were down, and they went past you towards other people.
I, like, gasp and, like, pulling out, and, like, pulling out of my neck.
Don't do that. It just ends to bleed out. Just saying.
But, so the next hit is going to hit you, and you do go down.
Okay, yeah.
18 plus 3.
I'm down. No, I'm up. No,
Yes.
I'm down.
And so you go down, and then the next one actually tries to attack you while you're down, and hits you, and you sustain 1 death failure.
Okay. Well, how much damage did I take?
A lot.
Like, am I overkilled? Am I just dead?
No, you're not overkill.
I only have 20 hit points.
Yeah, I'd tell you if you were overkill. And so...
I don't know, man.
Yeah, so Kev gets taken down very quickly. So that
Mainly
was
by me.
3...
Should have readied an
So
action.
then the other 3 go past you. 1 ends up on Theron, 1 ends up on Time, and 1 ends up on Ferg.
How fast do these things move?
Well, they don't move fast enough to get an attack on you.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But they have 40 feet of movement or more?
Double move
No.
to get here.
So, and then there are others that are
Thanks for support, Fisher.
Yeah, there are others that are in the back, and one of them, let's see, shoves its viney appendage into the ground, both of them, and then all of these vines around Lucy basically jut up and attempt to basically entangle and ensnare her.
I always go for the healer.
So she's going to make a strength saving throw, and she's going to fail. She's entangled.
Oh my god.
So
Cleric down. Monk down.
and then there are others in the back that are moving closer to you, and they are done. But I will say that there's a good handful that are like right on top of you. Farron, what do? You have one that has gotten to you and is ready to sort of like try to dig its sharp, twiggy claws into your flesh. And you see that weird, like, fungal heart that it has.
Yeah. It's already there, right?
Yeah, it's right in front of you.
So I take my quarterstaff and I just like shove it.
Yeah.
With all my might.
Yeah. And so quarterstaffs, they're not a light weapon, are they?
They're
They're not
they're versatile.
This is really, they're not versatile. It's
okay. So you're going to be rolling an attack roll, and add your staff bonus. Go
you
for
could
it.
do it one-handed or two-handed.
how do I?
versatile, but not light.
Will's got you.
So it's
Okay.
not dex.
Are you hit with an 11?
I am not.
Cool.
It's not looking good for us, guys.
Your
the
staff.
versatile piece. Okay.
Your staff actually makes contact. It just doesn't like pierce this like somehow incredibly fortified, it's like bird nest times 1,000. It's just like really, really tough. Are you doing anything else?
I'd say that I want to do something else. What am I gonna do? So it doesn't it's in there, but it's like in like bird, it's like in squash material.
You didn't actually like pierce its body. You hit the outside, and it just didn't pierce. You in fact hit it. It just did nothing.
How like light is this thing?
How light is this thing?
Is what I want to do.
Yeah.
Because if I'm in there, I just want to like hurl it, and I just like pick it up and toss it. Like if I'm in there at all. And I can lift it.
Okay.
I'm just going to fling it as far as I can.
So, so the staff is an interesting weapon because you can use it as a two-handed weapon. So, as a bonus action, I'm going to say that you can make that second attack, and I'll say that this attack is it's going to be like a roughly a grapple. So it's going to be. So you're basically trying to lift it up.
I want to launch it.
Yeah. So I need you to make an athletics check.
Okay.
And this will be in.
Hold on.
Oh.
You roll a 19.
And so describe how the
Divination.
portent ability. Yeah, he's very familiar with this because one of his players, Steve's, is a diviner wizard. So
I don't always like it.
yeah, you
Why is that?
should.
Because I'm
One of the players.
the dungeon
gotcha,
master
gotcha.
in that game.
I'm going to say that time has been so close to Farron. And like has like literally like this entire time is still like feeling the loss of the brother and is kind of bonded. And like has this flash like as Farron like strikes and then wheels the quarterstaff back to kind of like get the hook under. Like that flashes an image that Time had like when she woke up this morning and was like handed her tea by Ren, like her little morning like mushroom concoction, and she remembers this flash of a moment, and as she's standing next to him, she kind of like looks, leans back, grabs the quarterstaff, and then just shifts it a little bit so it's at the fulcrum point of this this creature, and like gets that perfect like leverage to toss it.
I'd even say like we have like a eye to eye like moment where like he kind of like briefly like looks at the angle of the staff and looks at you and is like, oh yeah, fling it. You know,
It was the perfect balancing point.
Yeah.
Like right there, because you know, I mean, like,
Leverage.
you also know that Ren isn't really that like beefy strong.
yeah. I need all the
So all of a sudden,
leverage. Yeah.
this thing gets flung behind you.
Yeah.
And I would like you to roll a d6, please.
Okay.
Tell me it'll hit one of the others. It'll be great.
Which one? Which one?
No, it's gonna be behind you. So there's none behind.
I thought they were
you.
circling us.
That's true.
Behind you.
5. I was
5.
Sorry, man.
Well, it was
I was
kind
so
of
excited.
it was kind of group effort.
Yeah.
Five's my lucky number.
Interesting. So so it gets flung 25 feet behind you.
Whoa.
So I wanna make it clear that it was more of a slingshot. You used your foot to like to really do this. You didn't use leverage. You didn't use your strength. It flings back 25 feet, and go ahead and make an attack roll at a disadvantage.
Okay.
It will be strength based, not dexterity based.
Let's see. Take your pick of where am I? Okay.
Proficiency.
So negative. Okay, I got a 5.
It was horrible. So
Real bad.
So this creature just lands at the
Okay.
feet of one of the other creatures, and then the other creature just kind of steps over it. But yeah, that you just
Cool.
got it out of your face.
It's out of my face anyway.
You took it out of that. That was
After
cool. as hell.
Farron is
Thanks for your help.
That was cool.
You said there's one on me?
Yes, there is.
We're gonna yell, "Hey, July, can you burn that one off you? Can I take care of take care of Kath?"
And she says, "I've got Keth. Do what you need to do."
Okay. We're going to
Really wants to
Swing
sell
away.
yeah, bonus action rage, and then we're taking red pencil and just golf clubbing this twiggy grossness far away from us if we
get it.
can.
Twiggy grossness.
Are you hit with a 21?
That's definitely.
Sweet.
Done a lot. Yes, yes, I am hit by a lot.
Did you say you were raging too?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
This is for your late fees.
So 13 points of damage.
It just shatters.
Sweet.
And you also managed to like somehow cut that fungal pustule heart in half as well.
We like this.
So that one is no longer.
That's how easy they die. That makes me feel stupid.
I mean, also you have a barbarian that's swinging a several 100-pound blade.
No, it's
so.
beautiful. It's beautiful. I can
Anything
do
else?
about that much damage with both my hits.
So July says that she has Kath We're gonna move to July so that we can get her free.
When you start moving closer to her, she goes, No, keep your distance.
Ooh, yeah.
AOE.
Yeah.
Area of effect.
She says, everybody get away from me.
When we hear that, we move. The rest of them are 40 feet away, about.
There are a few that are 35, but yeah, there's mostly 40 feet away.
So we'll just say fucking fine and run at the closest one.
Okay.
Fine.
Awesome.
We agree on things. We just don't agree on each other.
Michaux.
You're perfect duo.
Yeah.
Describe the scene to me a little bit. Like, what kind of terrain is this?
Okay,
I have in my mind like this is alluvial grassland. Like,
definitely not. No, you're in a very dense, moss-ridden forest with massive trees the sides of redwoods.
Endor.
Yeah.
On Endor.
And right now you were kind of going down a slight little slope, and when you hit the bottom of the slope, these creatures kind of came at you from all sides, including down the slope, and then you also heard the twanging of bows from probably your companions from a distance.
Of course.
I feel like we're in the spider scene from Harry Potter.
Yeah.
You said Harry Potter when you could have said The Hobbit.
Yeah.
No, but they're specifically in the dark woods, though.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Forbidden Forest in that one.
And they go into a small...
I mean, it's kind of the same scene in The Hobbit. That's like the same scene in the actual book, The Hobbit, if you actually think about it. They're in the dark wood elfy forest, and then
Was it forest,
I don't
though?
know.
I thought
They
it was
get
more
attacked
ruins.
by all those spiders.
It was ruins on the way to more... Or no,
no, it's when they're in the forest, and then they get picked up by the elves. I never thought about that. That's a very similar scene to the Harry Potter scene.
I don't remember it from reading The Hobbit.
Mirkwood. There it is. Mirkwood. It's been a minute.
Literally a dark forest, but yeah.
Yeah, that was such a
creepy.
depressing
And
part of
Mirkwood
that
is
book
really
in an
Forbidden
amazing
Foresty.
way.
Like, there's like definitely like a mirror there.
Well, and they get lost.
Well,
they just
I
wander
feel
in
this is more
circles.
vibrant and less danky.
I like the Kashar idea. It was from Mirkwood.
Okay,
Like
I got it.
Okay, cool.
Inspiration.
Somehow it's like
more day
closer
just want
closer to a campsite, man.
yeah.
Like more like starting to come into clearings. But
Less evil.
I'm in the right place now. So,
Just like,
this is real. Actually, I'm now more terrified that I think about this as like Dagobah.
You killed yours.
Yeah.
We're yodeling.
She flung hers. He flung hers. Now, are any of my other friends actually being threatened? Like directly? Well, like you. in fact.
I'm dead. Yeah. Or as far as you know.
You're. I mean,
They are
I'm only mostly
They're still
dead.
under attack.
Yeah, they're just swarming around Keth at this point.
Wow. My
Specifically,
Orky-
there are three.
my
that are about
Orky
10 feet away
kin.
from Ashleen that hit him with a hail of needles.
Yeah.
And then there's two that are actually just kind of hacking at him.
I'm gonna have to move toward my Orky kin. Like, I'm gonna do a full. I'm gonna do one movement action and then use produce flame to like just hurl a little tiny fireball.
Yeah.
They look like they'll burn. So
that is something that you have noticed is that they look pretty kindling like, dried and
kindling.
Yeah.
It's
Word association
I'm glad
saves
we've
lives.
got the distinction handled. Yes.
Kindle this.
Yeah. No, they're.
And I threw with a 14 on the dice. So we're talking.
Yes, you hit.
We're talking 18.
Yep.
Yeah. Now, do I add my wisdom bonus to the damage as
I
it's a
don't think
cantrip?
with produce flame. No, it's just a D8.
Just a D8, straight D8. We'll have to live with the 2.
Okay, 2 damage.
You killed a lot of them.
Is a portent of worse to come.
Right. Yep. So one of them just smacks into it, and it's on fire a bit, and its body is starting to like shudder as if it doesn't like it, but ultimately it's still up and it's still and now it's threatening to catch Keth on fire, which is great. No, I'm kidding. It's
Nothing can burn
It's actually
me.
not that much on fire, but it is like slowly growing and burning.
So however far away that was from me, I'm now 30 feet closer.
I ran 40 feet forward, so.
Oh,
got it. So
you're
you're
a ways behind.
You were 10 feet. You're 10 feet away, and you threw the produce flame.
Great.
Okay.
Because that's my movement.
I'm gonna die too.
You're not.
I have my shield up, by the way.
Michaux is time.
We have like 5 NPCs.
Interesting.
7 NPCs.
Somewhere
Right,
fire.
I know.
Double check one more thing because I have ideas.
Interesting.
Yeah, like one of them's a wizard, one of them's a bard.
You keep saving people.
That's my thing.
Save people.
I keep saving people too. They come into the forest.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, those that are actually worthy, some I take under my wing. We might have had these conversations.
My friends that I originally started with are definitely worthy, but
So there's this one that's
I don't know if they're NPCs
like
yet.
ran up on me.
Yeah.
One more time.
There's one that's like ran up on me.
Yes, one is on top of you for sure.
Okay. And there's still kind of like all around us to a certain extent. Yeah.
Yes.
more than
definitely.
10.
Cool. But there's a lot of them still.
Yeah.
Like a lot.
Only one's died.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, only one's died. So that like your best estimation is that there's more than 10.
Cool.
Like right in the moment.
Awesome.
Come on.
So what I do is Time kind of looks over to this tree she sees off to the side that just has this like one of its bottom branches, like, as like the lower branch of the trees like slowly die and snap off, right? One is like sort of like dangling there, just like ready to fall. And she points at it, and it just like lifts up into this like little bit of like a clubbing like chunk of wood, and she just pulls it towards her. And so it flies in a straight line at the 90 feet, and like through the crowd and is angling towards this one that's in front of me. But if anything else gets in the way, like after it can also hit them too.
Hot wood on wood action. I like it.
Catapult spell. So yeah.
One damage.
Stop
So
hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself.
So this one, so it needs to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
DC 14.
DC 14. I make it with a 17.
Okay, so the
Stick
piece of
figure
wood
down.
continues through and past, and I'll leave it up to you to decide like if it hits any other of them that are like in that line, because they'll just keep going until it goes its full 90 feet.
Got it. So real quick, the one that you hit was the one on top of you,
I'm
right?
sorry.
Yeah, the one right in front of me. The one I missed. But
And so if the one's right in front of you, which direction is it coming from? Like from its
so I'm
side?
calling it like so from its side, and it's kind of going past it, like through like the running circle of them and coming.
I'm going to
towards
say
us.
that it's going to hit one of the larger ones off to the side.
Okay, cool.
And that is going to that one gets nailed.
Nice.
Hot wood on wood.
I love this spell. So literally, like, you choose anything, and it'll fly up to like 90 feet. Anything with like up to 5 pounds right now flies up to 90 feet, and it just basically like if anything like fails the save or hits a solid object, then it like explodes on it and stops. But if they keep missing it, like it'll keep going through a bunch of things. So imagine it like it's like a lightning bolt that just like try again. You don't hit all of them.
Try again. Stop.
Right. Boom. You. 10 points of damage. Bludgeoning. Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Into shrapnel.
Yeah.
Takes it out.
Yeah.
And then
the thing that it did not destroy was the fungal growth. It sits on the ground and just sort of like undulates.
Interesting. So I noticed that and kind of intrigued. Was that back towards where like the others are sort of gathering? Like where that
it was
one
off to the side.
Off to the side.
Yeah.
So Time like moves away from this thing that's in front of her, and like moves off towards where Ren is. Like they get back to back.
And you find yourself sort of trying to make your way through thick fernage, essentially, and making a lot of noise, but not really hindering your progress. It's not too thick. It's just making a lot of noise. Just like traipsing through a bunch of foliage. And you get to, you said you went to Ferg, right? Or Faerun. Yeah, so you get to Faerun. Yeah. You guys are now kind of like pseudo back-to-back. After Time is the NPCs. So let's, first and foremost, Lucy July she's restrained. So she's not just grappled, she's restrained. So she's like locked tight. Which means that she can't move any of her hands to do any somatic components. Thankfully, though, the healing word is only verbal. And so she just says, "Not today, my friend." And
now we're friends.
And well,
she wasn't healing you; she's healing somebody else.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. And then the twig creature springs to life. No,
the one dead one.
And you, spring back with 7 hit points.
Hell yeah.
As a matter of fact, I'm going to have her cast that at 3rd level, because that's fun.
I'll allow it.
What did I say? 7, 8, 9, 10.
What? I have any 3rd level spells?
13. You get 13 hit
She's
points.
our high level NPC with us. We don't either.
She was the captain of the warship we crashed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got connections.
And she's Sparky's aunt.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
And the PR mouthpiece of the Fallonstein conglomerate.
Oh.
So you guys just kind of like see me on the ground, like some of the spikes just like pop out of my body and the holes like mostly close, and I just kind of like cough and splutter a lot, and I'm like, fuck.
And I'm gonna actually say that a lot of the thorns are still lodged in your body. In the sense of like splinter upon splinter. But your movement is very, very painful right now.
I'm okay with that.
That's fine. So that's the thing that she does as her bonus action. Then as her action, she's going to try to break out of this entangle.
That was a bonus action? Damn.
Wow.
Yeah, healing word was a bonus action.
That's what's up.
Yeah, and so this is her strength check, and she fails. So she is still caught in this ensnarement, and she just get up, Kath, get up. And then her turn is done. Burgess, like a bolt of lightning, just bursts forth and attacks 2 of the small little like twiggy creatures that are about like 3, 4.
Can I ask you a for me question? Is Burgess a Valor Bard? I'm just curious.
You can remain curious.
Oh.
So I'm gonna say that. Well, I'll roll. Why not rolling? Wow. Low.
No.
Oh no, but they're okay. So she goes basically through 2 of the small twiggy creatures with 2 claws, one on one, one on the other, and the momentum of striking isn't with her muscles. It's from her speech. She just holds out her claws and just eviscerates 2 of them and just keeps going.
Hey, Wolverine.
I love her.
And who else? NPC Kelly. What would Kelly do?
Firebolt.
Definitely. You want to roll that for me?
Oh, Kelly. Is it advantage because of flammable?
No.
The other 2 besides Sparky haven't really been helping us.
7. I don't remember Kelly's. Oh, I do, because I wrote it down.
Probably not good.
You're in my woods.
best,
I should be
maybe.
kicking ass.
I know, right?
Yeah.
You're just not sweating it.
Oh, no,
Just
because
like,
it was in the
this
book.
is-
I don't remember the
Just
plot.
another day.
It happens every time I
Just
go to the
another
next
day.
village.
So
Yeah.
I'm going to say Kelly missed
Yeah.
because
She
that's
sneezed.
low
Used to
enough.
this.
So Kelly
That's also
missed.
a guy.
Sparky is
That's
going
why I have
to.
a long strider, and I just run away, and I get.
Something entirely different.
I stay ahead of the
I missed that key point.
darkness.
Sparky's going to go.
Yeah, Kelly and Bush.
Sparky's going to run up to Lucy July and attempt to tear off those vine ensnarements
Yeah.
and not succeed.
Sparky cast a spell.
Well, she's
just
more
a
concerned about
kid.
her aunt.
Yeah.
Use the dagger. Stab, 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 stab.
And I would say that Sparky out loud, she's saying things like, kind of mirroring what you said, like cast a spell. So she's saying things to herself out loud. That's like, no, Aunt Lucy's more important. Aunt Lucy, shut up. You know that you can tell she's not talking to you.
Yeah.
NPCs are done. Back to Keth.
All right. I use half my movement and stand up.
Yep.
So there's 2 on me still.
Damn right they are.
They live.
One of them is just a tad bit on fire, like its shoulder is like smoldering with like a tiny bit of flame.
Okay, the one that's on fire, I am going to double-handed attack with my quarterstaff.
Okay.
Steal my kill now?
I'm just going for the injured one to drop another, hopefully.
Focus fire.
Oh my god.
Your god can't save you now.
I know that's not going to hit because it didn't hit last time. I'm like, should I use my inspiration?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to use my inspiration.
Done.
Said the voices in my head. I
I rolled a fucking 11. Oh, that's like the worst thing to roll when you use inspiration.
You
Okay.
still hit.
But you still hit.
15.
Yep.
And then, so that's a D8. 7 points of damage?
7. It is still up. But it's not looking good.
It's not looking good.
Yeah. You've actually broken a part of its like chest area, and that sort of like fungal pustule is very well exposed right now.
Ooh.
I'm really torn.
Is your name Rip?
No, you know what?
Eh.
After what just happened to me, like with that, I'm going to use like some of my monk training, and I'm gonna like take a deep breath, and basically, I'm gonna use a key point, and I'm gonna step of wind, which allows me to disengage as a bonus action,
Right.
and move away from them back towards the party.
Got it.
So I'm basically gonna like use my monk training and kind of take a deep breath and like sidestep them and just like back
Reset.
away quickly.
You're gonna unsplit the party.
Yeah, I'm gonna get level with him.
Get
Because
on
he's
his
10 feet
level.
away from me, right?
10
So I'm
feet
going to
away
go
from you.
right next to him, and I'm going to, like, disengage and...
Back to back.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bon Jovi style. Okay, great. So that is Keth.
Use the key.
So
You're fine.
the two that were on you decide to let loose a hail of those needles, which are going to target you. So the first one, are you hit with a 15?
No.
The second one, you are not hit by that either. Did you use your shield?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like
shields.
it's just all like your shield is now a
would've hit
porcupine.
me.
Without
It would have hit me.
And then they both move up to you and sort of like stand their ground right in front of you.
Ooh, yes.
The three that were behind that used the hail of needles before, they start to arc around you, and so two of them get to you two, and one of them gets to Ferg. And the one that got to Ferg is the one that actually shoved its hands and like caused that whole viney sort of thing to happen. It now pulls his hands out of it. It's almost as if it had to like break off an extended, like portion of his hands.
That's hardcore, and I enjoy it.
And now it's heading towards you. So the two that arced around could not quite get to you, but that one could make a beeline and get to you just fine. So let's. Ferg, are you hit by a 22? I think the answer is yes.
Yeah.
And
But you're raging.
Oh yeah, half point.
Yeah. Unless it's some
so
bullshit.
it digs its sort of wooden claws into you, dealing 4 points of damage.
I will take 2 of that.
That's fantastic. And then the one that you threw away, we said 25 feet away.
Mm-hmm.
So
Use your skin for
it
blinding.
now gets up and moves towards you, along with two other really small ones in the back. The small ones do get to both of you, but that ends their movement. But the one had to stand up, so then it moved to you. It ends their movement, so there's no attacking on all of you. But you're essentially surrounded by like 5 of them, 2 of which are small.
Okay.
And lastly, no, I'm going to say that is it for them. I will say that in the distance, you definitely hear a battle in the distance. You hear steel being drawn. You hear, sort of like bludgeoning sounds, a lot like what kept staff, sounds like when it hits these creatures.
Mm-hmm.
And then you hear the occasional clanging of bows. And the animalistic growling of Burgess.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yep, Farron, what you
How
got?
far away is Keth
I'm standing next to
from me?
15 feet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Keth, you're cognizant at this point.
Yeah,
Oh,
So-
I'm looking a lot better.
I'm gonna be like, Keth, toss me your rum.
My whiskey?
Yep. Did you do it?
Can I environmental action do that?
well, it's not your action. So basically, what I'm hearing is that you're going to take a ready to action as soon as the rum gets to you. You're going to do a thing. Is that what I'm hearing?
I want to do several things.
Okay.
I want to.
Well, don't give it away. But basically, the way it works, you're going to have to wait till Keth's turn around in the initiative, and Keth's going to.
That's so far away.
I know. Do you still want to do it?
Do I have any rum on me? Do I have any whiskey on me?
I had 2 bottles.
Oil?
I think I said I,
mean,
gave
like,
one to
You're
Ferg,
looking for
though.
something.
I just-
You might have
Yeah.
oil.
I just thought that would be more dramatic.
Well,
Do I have? But yeah, like
You should have
hold on a
flasks of
second.
oil
There was
and
2
stuff.
bottles, right?
I gave one to Ferg, though.
I have the other one.
okay.
Okay, so there you
But
go.
if I have oil, I guess I could work with that. I just thought it would be cool.
Ferg might be able to talk.
Okay.
Berg has other plans.
Okay.
I mean, you could toss it as an environment.
Yes,
action.
that's true.
I mean, really, this is just like
So you can
a.
get free and still do the
This
rest
is
of your
really
stuff.
just like an
Okay.
aesthetics thing.
Yeah. But so do you say that to Ferg?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you take a ready action. As soon as Ferg tosses you the liquor, you're going to do a thing. So we're going to get
Okay.
back. We're going to get
Can
back to
I
you.
also light a torch?
You may light a torch. Yeah. Light a
Okay.
torch. So while you're waiting for that, you light the torch.
Mm-hmm.
It becomes Ferg's turn. Ferg.
You can see this.
So
No, don't.
yeah, environmental. This is some good shit. You
Mhm.
better make it worth it.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna savor it.
Tosses this bottle of mushroom whiskey.
Okay. So then now we're gonna kind of switch back to Farron. So
Okay.
you catch the
Oh, I
bottle.
totally
Catch
took a
the
swig
bottle.
before I tossed it.
I take a swig.
Yes.
I smile,
You know it's the good shit.
and then I take a bigger swig, and I just like blow fire at every single
One for me, one for the forest.
fucking
fucking Zena'd that
creature.
shit.
God, I think we need to drink to this.
Cheers to
Okay.
Farron.
So I said that there.
Farron the Dragon, they'll call him. Sorry.
I said that there were 5 of them.
Uh huh.
So I want you to roll a d10, and we're going to break it up. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10.
Where's the 10?
And if you roll
He's got
a
a
9 or 10, you hit all 5 of them. If you roll a 7, 8, you
The
roll
pink
4
one.
of them.
I definitely
And
have
so
to
on and
use
so
forth.
this
So-
one though.
So what I'm saying is,
Oh,
don't roll low, roll
Yeah.
high.
Okay.
Divide by 2, round up.
Okay, I got it right.
Basically.
This is the burn it to the ground die set. So
Burn it to the ground.
so roll high.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I gotta drink while
It's gonna burn for me to say this.
Of course.
Pretty good.
You hit 4 of them. So
Yeah.
that
Fuck
means
yeah,
you're
you
going to
do.
hit every single one of them, but one of the smaller ones. It just kind of ducked and evaded.
Mm-hmm.
Duck and cover.
These are good die.
So let's see.
Set you on fire.
So this is good and bad.
Cool.
So first of all, you took a really deep swig.
Delicious.
As a matter of fact, you
was my
don't
second
think that
swig.
there would be enough to do this again. How
Nah.
mouthful you had.
That's
Dope.
fucking insane. That was a 750.
Yes.
There goes
handle.
And
6
so
ounces.
I'd like you to
Yeah,
roll
Ren.
2d10. That's how much damage you do, but that's how much damage you do to every single one of them.
Okay.
So if you roll low, that's
You're gonna divide it between the 4 is what you're saying?
no, it's like
Each one takes that.
Each
So you,
one.
you get one
Oh,
try at
shit.
this, is
I
what,
got
what
you.
you're saying.
Yeah.
2d10. Roll.
Okay.
Add it up.
Oh,
14.
hey now.
14.
Bam.
They go up and
They're hitting each other, relighting
And-
each other on fire.
all at once
Just
a
hugging.
wave of psychic energy blasts into you, and I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
I have advantage on that
You got
Why?
this.
Wait, why?
because I wrote it down a while ago. It's like I don't know.
It's an elfin thing.
No, that's for
Well, I wrote it down a long time ago.
wisdom checks for survival and things. That's your favorite land thing. It's not for saving. throws.
Okay.
So just a wisdom
Just
saving
one.
throw.
Have inspiration.
Yeah, let's do that with an inspiration.
In a time.
Better.
of ancient gods.
16.
So you hear a multitude of
Wood is
of
handy.
all of those,
But it's
voices
quicker
before.
if you liquor.
saying
You won. You won this
What
game.
did you say?
Yeah, please tell us, Ashley.
Well, let's start
Let's
over because it was a collaboration.
It's too. You should go back and watch it.
Okay, I'll go back and watch it.
That was a special moment in time
Yeah.
that
is
we
now
lived
sealed forever.
through.
Can we all be quiet for Shanna's turn?
Sorry, Shanna. We love your turn. That's why we're so excited
that
over
you
here.
guys are like, I feel like that I'm having a full circle moment with all the Xena talk. I mean, it's like this is
Yeah.
This is my jam.
this is who I am now.
Yes. So the good news is that they all basically just burst in conflagration. Just in about 5 seconds, they're practically ash.
You're thinking back to that little two-point
there's
fire
that
you did
little-
earlier. You're like, damn it.
But there's
I
that little,
know.
But wait, that's
but there's that little fungal pustule in there, and they all basically heat up really quick, and they all burst all at once. And all of a sudden, that psychic energy hits you, and it just gets to like a high pitch until it just goes in your head, and you fall to the ground, but you resist.
Okay.
It just wipes you out mentally, but you just rally.
I dropped my
fuck
knees.
Up. Yeah, one knee.
One
but
knee.
you rally, you get the fuck up,
Okay.
and you're back.
Okay,
You're
I'm back. I'm back.
As opposed to taking 2 levels of exhaustion.
Oh, damn.
Oh yeah.
Her courage will save
I'm
the
gonna
world.
fist bump myself.
And that's the end of your turn, and then we go back to Ferg's turn.
Thanks for the whiskey.
You're horrified, by the way.
No, Fergus thinks this is amazing.
And it's amazing, but that's a lot of whiskey.
I run a very high-end shop. I'll get you back in Rosex.
Oh,
I don't
yeah,
even know.
no,
I don't
this
even
is
know how much
totally
money
fine.
I have.
Ferg yells at Sparky, you either burn those vines off your aunt without hurting her, or you magic missile the heart out of these fuckers. I just shut up and do it. And then we golf swing at the guy that's on
I
us.
just love the call. Tea.
Yeah. No, this is like teeing off. We're
Calling your shot, babe.
Oh!
Everybody drink!
Critical miss.
Is that what happens?
We are the critical
We're not
misfits, you know.
sneaking anymore.
Yeah.
Yes.
You misfitted the fuck out of that.
It happens.
Anything I need to know? Are you inspiration or anything like that?
Inspiration.
I am out of
Inspirating.
inspiratings.
Okay.
Do inspiring
So
stuff. Let's do this.
I use my life.
I do inspiring stuff,
You do.
but I
Absolutely do.
follow my character pretty
So
closely.
between the amazing, like
We're just a little distracted, and
Yeah,
we like go all the way around.
Yeah.
My boo!
Well, no, we're just like, it's so pretty on fire.
Oh, yeah, it's probably some weird colors.
The red pencil is really heavy, so that weight on the end just like whips us back around. So we're ready to go again.
Yeah. You're just in position again.
Yeah.
fire coming out of your mouth is like my heart raging.
Yeah.
Okay, so after Ferg, unless you want to do anything else, anything?
I have 0 bonus action.
Okay.
Oh, damn it.
What happened?
Nothing.
Okay, I love you, Michaux. You're next.
I should have reckless attack.
So
I was
we
thinking,
are
I don't
confronted
know if you
by
could-
2 of them. Yes,
What's that?
we're confronted by 2 of them.
You are
still figuring
yes.
this shit out.
You and Keth are.
We're back to back.
One has the smoldering shoulder. Yeah.
One
Yeah,
does
that
have
one I also fucked up pretty bad too.
Yeah. Its pustule heart is very exposed.
I pinch a wisp of the smoke and flame coming above it.
Ooh.
Speaking a word, I draw a blade, an entire blade from it.
What?
Whoa.
You are a magical person.
Flamesword, baby.
And actually, I love the golf swing. I'm going to emulate this amazing warrior. It does.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh.
So far. Hold on.
It's
I'm
up
going to
to
take that
time
roll,
now.
whatever it is.
9. What plus what?
13 total.
Yeah.
13 hits.
It's gonna
No
Yeah.
way.
How do you dispatch it?
Ooh.
Once it hits and I feel the resistance, I'm just going to go slow and just.
Yeah, and the heat
Lightsaber
from your
right there.
sword gets closer and closer to that fungal heart, and before you even get like on it, it gets so hot that you just hear it pop like a pimple.
Oh.
And I need to watch because I'm so curious about how they die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The moment that fungal pustule
I like Daniel.
bursts, it just actually like falls like a sack of twigs, really.
Yeah. Wow. I don't even need to roll damage.
No,
apparently,
done. I know.
Robbed. But that was 10 points of damage.
10 points of damage. So that one drops. Time, you're up.
How many are left at this point? Can we count them on one hand? 2 hands?
You can count on 2 hands. It's definitely less than 10.
Okay.
I'm trying to make a.
Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. You killed 4
spell.
of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's less than. Yeah. You guys are in wicked good shape now that Berg pulled off the
Except for Lucy.
Whiskey Hotel Foxtrot.
That was fun.
I love that.
You should get an inspiration for that.
It was a collaborative effort.
That actually was really cool. Really, really, really cool.
Hell yeah.
So I'm actually gonna add like a little piece of like I can back this up with chemistry later if I think about it a little bit more. But if not, screw it. Let's just have fun with this.
So you've got that one little one on top of you that sort of like hit the dirt for fear of losing its twiggy life.
Mm-hmm. It hit the dirt.
I mean, just in description, it's still like
up. Yeah, it's not prone. No worries. I'm gonna say like there's this green flash of light from the fire. But since it's like more mushroom based whiskey, like some of the interesting bits that are like part of the mushroom like flares. Like the flame doesn't do a normal sort of like orangey sort of like color. It's got some other chemicals in it that might be interesting from the mushroom whiskey. So nice flare. And that dies down, and like Time notices this thing. It's like, all right, screw this, and takes a step back to get like away from it. I don't know if it takes an attack opportunity from it.
It will.
And it'll try.
We're gonna miss.
Are you hit with a 14?
No, because this like Time like puts her hands up and just like energy wall like slams into it as she steps back. So casting shield, and then like hurls a chromatic orb at it, which she casts. Hits it.
Yeah,
rolls an 11. Like Perfect. She sees like that it was doing this. It takes itself sort of off kilter as that shield like slams against it, and she just like roasts it with this orb of fire.
What's your minimum damage you do for that?
3 if I roll all ones.
Okay,
3d8.
So yeah, go ahead and roll, but ultimately it's most likely incinerated.
Yeah.
Ooh,
14 only on 2 die and 18 on 3 die.
And roasted it, you did. It is spitfired all in a moment.
Yeah.
And
that felt good.
Yeah, and you hear sort of the sizzling of that fungal growth on the inside as it kind of.
So you guys see like that dying like green flash followed by like the classic like orange flash, like flam. You and I like are back to back.
Is there any?
We're not counting, by the way.
What would happen if we let it in?
If there's any more whiskey left,
that still counts as
I just pass it to Time.
I mean, there's like a sip left.
Yeah.
She's like.
Yeah.
There's just like a teeny little residual in my mouth, and I just turned her and I just.
Right.
Baby bird it.
Excuse me.
It's a bonus action.
So
in the middle of battle,
That's
It's hot.
It is hot. Yeah. I support that.
I'm not sexually attracted to Time, but sometimes you just
in the moment
you just kill four baddies, and you're like,
you got to make out.
Yeah.
How do you look right now? Are you?
I'm doing okay.
You're doing okay. So
I'm more than half.
Yeah.
I'm at 13 out of 20. I don't do percentage very well.
Lucy says, "Sparky, get away from me now." But I can help you, man. But I can get away from me. And so she kind of backs up. And so Sparky, in a sense, she like sort of like forces herself to disengage from that and turns to the one that's on you and unleashes a magic missile. Could you roll me 3d4 plus 3?
Ooh.
And while whistling, please.
Sorry.
I can't whistle.
We couldn't stop the fight.
11.
11? Okay. It smacks into this, like, the taller, kind of a thicker one that has way more, like, vines roped into its makeup than all the other ones. and but it's still going. Still going strong. So Sparky kind of
Target
backed
that
up
one.
like 20 feet and did that, and
Hell yeah.
then Lady July, she's whispering to herself, "My hair will grow back. My hair will grow back." Flame strikes herself.
Yes.
And her clothes go up.
Flameo Hotman.
Did she? Do you need a?
I thought you were
for
protected.
flame strike.
Oh, that's right. She
Not to
does.
cockblock ourselves.
No,
Teacher,
you totally-
teacher. But
no, you-
I want to see what she does.
It's
without
fine.
that.
It's fine. Yeah.
She'll do something cool.
So
Like you need.
kind of really can't.
Like not to science.
She doesn't have that many spells that allow her to, do all that good stuff. So, what can she
Too prideful.
do?
Too prideful. Healing word.
You're welcome.
Classic. Google that, kids.
Yeah, she's just gonna try to get herself out of this mix. She fails. So she struggles, and hopelessly cannot get out of the thing.
Struggle is real.
Burgess wheels around,
Free her, Burgess.
dives off of a log, and essentially dives over the small. Which one? One is on you,
And
right?
one is on Farron, I think.
No, you guys killed that last one. No,
Oh yeah, time did. Yeah, you're right.
time did.
Accurate.
I killed the one on
Burgess-
me for sure.
Jumps
two on
over a
us.
log,
There's 2 on us.
and basically, so that its head is now upside down and right by the middle of its what would be its back, and basically takes it and then slams it into the ground.
That's some fucking dope pro wrestling moves right there.
Mm-hmm.
Off the ropes.
But with claws.
Boom.
That was vague.
Can we retcon that she just rips in and pulls its heart out?
She certainly tries, but she does not kill it. She slams it to the ground. A lot of its outer body just shatters and fractures a little bit. But then they sort of wrestle and end up both getting back up on their feet. So they're roughly kind of right in that same area that you both are in.
Mhm.
But yeah, she I rolled incredibly low on another one of her attacks, or else she would have taken it out. And then who do we got left?
Kelly with another firebolt.
Yeah, Kelly with another firebolt. You want to roll that?
Is it Kelly with a Y or Kelly with an I?
My
I remember
brain
Kelly
went to
with
Kelly
one.
with the good hair.
Kelly's gonna fire the one that's on you.
It's just
Nope.
Okay.
Kelly is
Kelly's
really
hand.
not adept
This
in
whole time,
battle.
Yeah, and he's
I'm
panicking.
thinking her as a
He's
girl.
panicking.
Yeah.
And that
Either way.
is the NPCs.
Oh,
Kef.
Yes. So, is there any besides the one that Burgess is on right now left?
Kelly's one.
Yeah, there's the
There's
one
one
that's
on
the
me.
bigger one that's on Ferg,
Okay.
and then the smaller one that's kind of in a pseudo grapple with Burgess.
Okay. I was back to back with him, so am I on the side of the am I is Burgess in front of me or is Burgess in front of him?
Burgess is in front of you and Michaux.
Kind of to the left of us or the
Correct.
right of us or something?
Yeah.
So would I get an attack of opportunity if I moved away from it?
You're not sure.
Okay.
It might be completely concentrating on Burgess, but you don't know what this creature's senses are.
Well,
like.
at this point, I'm aware that the only reason I'm alive is Lady July, so I'm gonna draw my short sword and I'm gonna go try to help free her.
Okay.
Because I feel like my friends that can dispatch what's left, and
Right.
she's clearly struggling.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna draw my short sword. I'll just drop my quarterstaff, draw my short sword, and
You move
walk over and try to hack her out.
Yeah, you move away, and it in
her
fact does
out.
not take an attack of opportunity on you.
Okay.
Yeah, you move over to there, and I would like for you to you're gonna make a strength check.
Athletic?
Nope, just strength. But you're going to be rolling at advantage because you have a blade on you. So you're basically using a lot of that strength and cutting
leverage
through.
and sharpness.
Yeah,
and-
totally.
Gotcha.
Mm.
19 plus 2.
Yeah, 21. You snap her out. It was basically you basically took a look at it first, and you're like, okay, That's the one I want to cut. And you cut that one, and then one minor one off the side, and she's free.
I'm gonna like, as I'm helping her down, be like, "Thank you for healing me."
Just she does that. She's weird.
Yeah.
She and no hair. She has no hair. Oh wait,
She didn't flame strike.
did the
Flame
thing.
strike.
God damn it. Okay.
Why do you want her to be bald so bad?
Because
As she gets down, Keth shaves her head.
She's not getting down from anything,
Yeah,
though.
right.
She was
Or
just
like
standing there like,
Reaver.
I thought she was like
fucking
lifted
do
into
anything.
it. I don't know
Or the way
why.
Khaleesi
I
should
thought
have
she was
looked
like lifted up.
after.
yeah.
That's what happens in the book, dude.
I know.
It's legit too, because she's like
I know.
untouched by fire but hairless. Like,
Fuck yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
Yeah,
gosh.
she was. She was. It
Have you
was
ever read the books?
It was a symbol of her rebirth.
Spoiler.
It was a symbol of her rebirth.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yes,
So-
agreed.
I'm not gonna read
You
the
should.
books.
It's too much. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna lie.
So,
Nice.
anywho, nice
I might
work.
start if
Wanted
they
to
actually get
throw
finished.
My turn. So the one on Burgess is going
Every 15
to
minutes.
attempt to. Actually, it's just going to like let loose a hail of those needles, and it definitely hits Burgess.
Not Burgess.
And they just like taking like falling on a grenade. Like she's so close to it that it just goes, and she just goes, fucking cute, and then just and gets ready to rip it to shreds. And then what do we got? Oh yeah, then the one on Keth. So, or I mean, and the one on Ferg. So Ferg, you're being attacked
How are you doing?
by.
Oh, I'm fine.
Okay, good.
Chilling.
Please. Not a monk.
Hey, I have 20 HP. I have like the second highest in the
Yeah.
group, and I still went down like that. I mean, to be fair, you should not run up towards a horde of things.
Are you
punch
by
it
a
in the
17?
face.
Yes.
And then say,
Okay.
"Don't touch these guys."
Yeah,
Um,
they hurt, guys. I got an ouch.
You
Oh my god!
take 6 points of damage, which I know equates to 3 for you. But basically what happens is that because these creatures, in addition to all the twigs and branches, have all these viney tendrils through them, and you can tell that they're actually not vines, like not like in nature vines. They're
Yeah.
just thicker appendages from that sort of fungal pustule in the middle of itself, and those actually
that word.
come out and wrap around you and restrain you. So you are now held fast.
I'm imagining they're like slime mold in these like twig bodies that are like,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
And the moment it touches your skin, you begin to hear that voice again. And I need you to make a wisdom save.
Let them in. Let them
Oh,
in.
you're fine.
I really want to know what happens. I don't want Ferg to die though.
Well, how do you let him
Oh,
in?
wait, no.
That's what happens. Do we eat 'em? Like, what happens if we eat
You
'em?
feed him
Oh,
to an NPC.
13.
Yes.
Yes, feed them to an NPC.
13
Where's Kelly
means
at?
that you just, like, through your sheer force of will coupled by your rage, you do not experience any exhaustion. But it's holy crap, it's just a wave of psychic energy that you're not used to
This is like
feeling.
body snatcher type. shit.
And
Yeah, that's why I was terrified.
then
Jesus.
I literally
is-
marked one of these up as a, like a baby
Yeah.
one.
Fisher
My turn.
recommends
Oh,
letting it.
oh yeah.
What is happening
That-
around me?
that movie was
What
fun.
needs to be done?
the larger sort of viney, twiggy creature has Ferg held fast by its sort of
Yeah.
like, ugh. And then there is one more creature on Burgess, and Burgess seems to have that one locked
How
down.
far away am I from Ferg? Not very far, right?
You are 15 feet away from Ferg,
Like throwing distance.
or bow distance.
Yeah. Well, I would just take my torch but those spiky things are scary.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna shoot it with my bow and cast Ensnaring Strike.
Okay, what do you do with the torch that's in your hand?
I mean, I pass it to time when I pass time. The
Cool.
whiskey.
Pass the
Yeah.
time.
I passed the time. It wasn't a roll. It was a drop.
Drink to time puns.
It was a 20.
Are you hit
drop.
with a 10?
Yes. Why not?
I am not hit with a 10.
I can't. I was gonna throw my dice out, and I realized that I wouldn't have my dice. Wait.
So it was just one of those things where, like, if you really let loose, you
Oh,
would
that's
have
cool. I have a
probably
plan.
hit both the creature and Ferg, and you just
yeah.
couldn't allow yourself to do that.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
instead, you chose to just miss.
Yes.
All right.
After, and then, are you going to move at all? What are you going to do?
I think I'm going to herd Time and I back away so that the next time I fire, I'm not gonna like hesitate. Like I feel like it's like too close, too close. Like we could get spinied, but like or thorned, but like too close. Like it's like I'm like, well, that didn't work.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna get a better shot. I'm gonna move this back like 2 more feet or something.
Sounds good. After Farron is Ferg.
As long as you can.
So I'm restrained.
Yeah, it'll take an action to try to break free if that's what you want to do. But I'm open to other suggestions.
So question.
I'm so ready.
Can I, as an environmental action, take a bite out of the slime mold that's like restraining me? Not swallow it or anything, just take a bite.
It's not a slime ball, though.
Inside.
So, biting is going to be an action.
Oh, okay.
Why? For what purpose do you want to bite it? To actually do damage to it?
No.
What? So
He's letting it in.
We were gonna save it to let into something else, or maybe swallow it. I don't know. We're just
There's
gonna...
living hearts that's
so
still around.
let me say this. It's disgusting when you put your mouth to it, and I want you to make a Constitution saving throw. If you fail, you basically just your taste buds force you to recoil.
Yeah.
Like it's just one of those things. But if you succeed, then it's not like you bite into it as much as you just scrape your teeth along with it and grab some of its sort of superficial gunk.
Yeah.
So let's do that.
All right.
So many regrets.
I mean, I'm regretting it already. I'm just like,
I have 0 regrets.
What about regrets?
15.
Oh God.
So you
Stop it.
scrape into it.
You did well.
So I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Can I make a con save from
I
vomiting on my shoes?
I know,
right
like
now?
right now.
Con save. Yeah, I failed.
15.
Okay, so
You're a
that
savage.
voice gets louder and louder. You actually have a little bit of a Feyren experience where it crescendos to like a really high pitch frequency, and it's like forcing you to close your eyes. Like it's so intense.
Yeah.
For what purpose? Okay, maybe I shouldn't even
Science.
ask.
Science.
But yeah, and then do you want to try to break free?
Yes.
Okay, so make a strength check.
At advantage.
Not
You're
saving throw.
raging.
Not.
You get advantage on strength checks.
Yes, that's true.
You're a beast.
Small beast.
Beast.
Yeah, but you beast out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're good.
14.
And you, with a feat of strength that actually takes you a lot more to muster, considering that you have this awful, acrid, bitter taste in your mouth.
Oh, yeah. Like,
burst.
if anyone was in Ferg's head, they would be like, I've never heard language like that before.
Yeah. But you burst free.
Sweet.
Would you like to move?
Will it get an attack of opportunity?
You're damn right it will.
We're going to stay right there.
Okay.
I was going to slightly whisper over your shoulder.
Okay. Got it. After Ferg is Michaux.
Yeah, now it seems to me I'm closer to the one that's on Burgess.
Absolutely.
But there's something about Burgess that I actually very unsavory.
You should.
Is there another opportunity? Like, I look really quick. Does anyone else?
The creature that's on
The one
Yeah.
that Ferg's
I'm trying to assess,
not
could I
eat.
get there and be of use?
Absolutely.
Then that's what I'll do.
Okay.
This is like...
She got that shit handled.
Yeah, Birch.
I'm starting to think like some of these people I would love to have escorted out of the forest if they so wish to leave, and some
that was
others could
possible.
stay.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
You don't belong
So
in this club.
as you're leaving, as you're sort of stepping away from the situation,
Yeah.
you hear Burgess out loud say, "No, not now. Not and
We're good.
and
It's fine.
all of a sudden,
Burgess gonna kill
her
us.
voice goes to almost like you can't even hear words kind of coming out. It's sort of, it turns into a gargle, and then it turns into a sort of hissing, and then in a moment, Burgess just becomes a cloud of mist, and the viney creature falls to the ground prone. And then the mist sort of like almost as if it was heavier than your average normal mist, sort of clings to the ground,
Wow.
almost in a sort of like Michael Jackson thrillers.
That's like the closest thing I've felt to fear in a long time.
Did you just get called back
Like you
for
personally or in
masters?
game? A little bit of both.
And it manifests as like running a little faster.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Nope.
Nope, not that.
I'm gonna open that
Burn
way.
the other one with fire.
That's my battle right there.
Yeah. Okay, go for it.
I run up and
blade in
assault
hand.
the thing that's been just groping you, like inhumanly.
Unconsensually.
Yeah. Oh, there it is. That's a 20
Absolutely.
altogether.
Yep.
Oh, come on.
Come on, Betsy.
5. We're halfway there. Interference, but that's a 6. 6 points of damage.
6 points.
Damn, on a 3D.
Okay, so
That's right. You laid it up. You got an alley-oop.
as
coming.
as close to a lightsaber as you can. It just sort of like takes apart like one big chunk of the creature, but it's still going. I mean, this creature is a
tougher
little
than
bit
I
more
thought.
of a choo-choo train than the other ones. Like it just keeps on coming. Do you have anything else?
That's it.
Okay,
That's
after
it.
Michaux is time.
Awesome. She sees like a lightsaber like take off a chunk of it, and she looks.
And actually, let's see. I'm gonna say that like you're not exactly like you might have like not been looking directly at the scene. So I mean, in your mind, like, whoa, did Michaux just like stab Burgess, and did Burgess become just mist, or like you're not actually certain what happened with that whole thing.
I'm not certain about a lot of things.
Yeah, that's fair. But I mean, I'm just playing it out as like this happened so rapidly and out of the blue that it's like, whoa. So
I mean, you can't take 2 actions, so. No, I'm just
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
mistaken.
you're done.
Yeah.
I force a perception
Yeah.
check on you.
Done. Please. I'm very perceptive.
Yeah.
Wait until I have.
No,
this
I
later
was
in
joking
life.
like he couldn't take 2 actions and you saw him
yeah,
do the other
okay.
action, but like that was just a joke.
Time is just like that violated 6 seconds rule, so that's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
That's right. I see multiple timelines. It's cool.
You see
So
that.
time is oh god. Time is sort of like watching all that. It's like, okay, well, not entirely sure about Burgess anyway, or Michonne. So cool. I know these things are bad though. And just like we'll sort it out in a minute. But it's definitely eyeing that heavy swamp mist thing, whatever the hell's over there, is maybe like slowly edging away from that as she conjures up a firebolt, sees Michonne like lay up this thing, and then slams it into the heart of it. Yeah, she does. Cool. It's 20 something.
Yep.
And then come on, baby, firebolt, don't fail me now.
Damage.
I know. Well, like, potentially,
Yeah.
it's real rando.
Yeah.
It's the thing. Like now, 3
points of damage.
Not
All
enough.
right. So it's actually being assaulted
But
by
it's
by a
fire.
lot of like small like fire sources to the point where it's actually like decently on fire now.
Nice.
Yeah.
And
Go team.
but it's also creating a lot of smoke because of its sort of viney continents. So
Is it made of marijuana?
I mean, I was just
Burgess
about to get
coffee.
there. Michaux, you're super high.
It's not 420 yet.
After time,
I was
the
already there.
NPCs. So
I'm always
so Lucy just looks. What just happened? And then Lucy is going to, let's see, she's free now. She puts her hand on your shoulder. It's like a silent thanks. And then as a bonus action, she casts Spiritual Weapon. which then, what did we say Lucy's spiritual weapon was? Did we remember that?
No.
I think that's up to the cleric. It depends on what your god you worship, right?
Yeah, but there technically are no gods in this world as much as
I don't think
she's another flavor of wizardry.
I don't think she's cast it yet.
Spiritual weapon yet.
Really?
Yeah, so make it up now.
Good. Okay.
What does, I mean,
I'm for
any
chain
knowledge
link.
you can tell us, but like what, is this
Cool.
life, generally speaking, like life energy?
Chain whip.
That's kind of what you're thinking, right?
Like a chain sword.
Oh, God.
You know what I mean?
I feel like she'd have like an
know.
herb sickle.
I actually know. It's a mining pick.
Oh.
To signify where her family came from.
Yeah,
Like
okay.
the modest,
That's good.
the modest, like, you know,
Yeah.
and then like through
So modest.
Sparky's eyes, Buckley's like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Can I?
America!
Is
In the background.
Is this the family totem?
No.
Okay.
Wait, what do you mean by that?
Remember the totem rule in our world?
Yeah, no, it's not.
It's like a conjured weapon.
Would they have
But it
one,
is,
though?
it is a conjured weapon. So it whirls around and then attempts to just kind of like spike down
Yeah, right.
into it.
Probably.
And
They're an old family.
that is going to be a miss, sadly. She's a bat 1,000. And then she's going to Sacred Flame it, and it needs to make a dexterity saving throw, and it fails. And can someone roll me 2d8, please?
Wizard time?
One is a 6. Someone roll the other one.
8.
Wait,
Total?
did you roll? Is that total?
You can roll both. It's cool.
Okay, cool. So 8 points of damage.
Cool, fine.
I rolled higher than you, though.
So it is now fully on fire and yet still moving.
Damn.
That's
Sounds baby.
Ferg is really annoyed and coughing heavily.
And then
Is Kelly doing anything cool?
And the mist begins to kind of snake in one direction.
Away from us?
No.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And Kelly is going. Let's see. Kelly hits with a Sacred Flame, and thus exploding it all over Ferg.
That's 5 gold.
I'm so sorry.
That's what Kelly said.
Ferg just flips Kelly off and
Is there still battle sound
can't
coming
really
from far
talk
away?
yet.
Yeah, right. You're still.
There
He's got
is a
issues.
little bit, for all intents and purposes, for this battle, we are out of initiative.
Can we go to where we hear the battle sound?
There's another bottle.
We live to see another day.
Because I feel like Keth would want to go.
What about, did the one that Burgess was on get killed?
Yes.
Okay.
Somebody killed it.
Yeah.
Ferg scrapes their teeth and is like, somebody get me a vial or a little bottle. Like,
Make a wisdom saving throw
no.
again.
I hand you a
Oh, I've got some wormwood for you. Just chew on that. Like, how about some of this?
8.
How about some of this? You know,
and then
The
mint.
sound in your head gets to that point where you drop to your knees. You could be still raging. That's totally fine. And at the same time, you take 2 levels of exhaustion. It just cuts right through. I mean, gosh, it almost feels like your very soul.
Yeah. Time brings out like her science equipment and straight up like spit into this like vial.
Ferg like spits and scrapes
astronomer,
everything
like I
into
do science
it.
things.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you
need to
begin
take a swab.
spit up, and at that point you vomit a little bit.
I'm like rubbing her
But
back.
you manage to like separate the two, as weird as that may sound. You do need to make one more wisdom saving throw because there is some crazy remnant in your mouth, and it is like astringent and crazy bitter and fucking caustic as shit.
Oh, can I cast
Really-
resistance real quick?
Huh?
I can see they need help.
Absolutely.
Resistance.
You jump in there. You put his hand on your shoulder. What describe how that affects Ferg?
I simply say strength,
And so you're rolling 1d4 on top of that.
and you
1d4 on top.
feel fortified.
Yeah,
Mind
I like
and
that.
body.
At some point, time like hands you the empty bottle of whiskey. Like, here, take a drink, and you're just like,
It gives you a bonus.
Ferg is
She
really
thinks-
pissed at all of you for like
She thinks it still has
touching
something.
them and like just like let me get this shit out of my mouth.
That's a 1, everybody!
Good news and bad news.
I'm sorry, I tried.
Max and mid.
Well, it's not. So ones for saving throws are not automatically automatic
it's
fails.
good.
So add it up.
Yeah. So that was a 6.
You don't have any inspiration?
Okay.
Nope.
Okay, you take 2 more levels of exhaustion, which
shit.
prompts me to open a player's handbook. Can someone hand me a
You're
player's
fucking
handbook?
4 now, aren't you?
Yep.
I think if you hit 5, you die.
I think you're at
No, it's 6.
6.
Okay.
Yeah, 5 is no speed,
I feel
6 is dead.
uncomfortable with this.
4
Awesome.
is half speed.
So yeah, you're up there. Let me
and
tell you.
something else. It's been a minute. We haven't gotten that deep in exhaustion. I think
Not since we were like in the mountains on the way
Yeah.
back.
that place.
Cars off.
Okay, so exhaustion. So your disadvantage on ability checks, as we know, that's your first level.
I think
Speed half.
I think I need to up my game with the other spell I
Disadvantage on attack rolls and
chose.
saving throws, and your hit point maximum is halved.
Oh, balls.
Oh, like permanently?
No.
Well, you're at exhaustion level 4, so the moment
While
that
you're
you
there.
hit exhaustion level 3, that'll go away.
Okay.
So for now, you can only get healed up to 10 is the issue.
Yeah.
Or whatever your half
And
is.
I'm handing this back to you.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. There
If
that.
this doesn't work, we'll
So-
never make it to Blackfang.
So you're
Same situation.
1 second. So you're still mobile. You're still, you're
Yeah.
still Ferg for the most part. But there is this deep pit. It's almost like you've never experienced before. It's like somehow acid is like eating away at your soul,
Oh,
and it's
Yeah.
it's like a unique
That's real metal.
experience. Like it's given
Yeah,
you
it
like
is.
a little cause for concern for sure.
Did we get most of the grossness in 2 times bottle though?
You did.
Cool.
You got a decent. I wouldn't call it about half a mouthful because it was the scraping and then there was a lot of saliva mixed in there. So
Yeah.
in a weird way, you've just created a ad hoc admixture of like
That works.
fucking what the fuck.
I imagine that's part of like why it's
Time
stayed in your
can-
mouth so long. It was like I'm in there. I'm like no. Like I need to swab. Like you don't have a chance to like clear your mouth and spit. So you have to take a second. Like no. I need. And it's-
Yeah.
No, that's totally what's
That's-
happening.
it's science.
Ferg's like, hurry up.
You're like taking more and more
Connor,
damage.
congratulations. Okay, so first of all, we're going to award this after the session, which we're nearing the end. You're definitely going to get an inspiration point for the alcohol attack. That was amazing, and you're going to get an inspiration point for taking such a huge risk of like whatever you did to preserve this awful
We
shit.
need to know what it is.
Yeah, and I know that you were driven
Science magic.
by like
Knowledge.
and like
Yeah.
wanting to be educated in whatever the hell this is, and I get that. So that's going to be definitely an inspiration point. You're going to get it at the end of the session.
Yeah.
You start to hear the distant battle start to wind down.
oh.
Cool. Ferg's just sitting there like, I need a nap. I hate you guys.
There's one more thing I can
Jumbo
do
goes
for
like
you.
fly off to kind of like survey the area and look to see if there's more of these things.
I'm going to
like,
turn to
coming
Lady
in.
July and be like, can you help our barbarian friend at all?
And she looks at Ferg and says,
Which is like lesser or greater restoration.
I actually don't think that I can.
Oh, druid time.
So hold on a second. So lesser restoration does not
It's
get
just
rid
greater?
of exhaustion. It just get greater restoration.
Yep.
So
I wasn't sure which one worked. That's
I
why
wasn't
was-
sure either.
I knew.
Yeah.
We've been through this.
Yeah, we've been through this.
Farron is a tincture that he paused you that will make you feel more comfortable.
I don't think it's gonna help you, but you're gonna feel real warm.
You're gonna feel
Real
muted.
tired and cozy.
Here's some CBD.
You're gonna feel cozy.
Basically, if you take the CBD, your muscles will feel real.
Well, I
warm.
can attempt to keep your conditioning from worsening.
Yeah, anything right now. Would Devil's Finger help with this at all?
You think not?
Can I cure
that's what I
wounds
thought.
out of initiative?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
All you
okay.
gotta do is say, "I do that"
I do that.
on yourself.
No, on Ferg.
Have you taken any damage, Ferg?
Yeah, I don't need any curing though.
Oh, you don't? Because I
No.
can't. This is different.
Yeah, it's like his max. It has been cut in half.
Just make
Yeah.
sure I
Essentially.
understand.
How does he get better? How does he get better?
Ferg
Well, that's
needs
what
to
we're talking
sleep
about.
for a
If you-
week.
Either he needs to do like a long
that's-
rest, and that'll like take off one of the exhaustion.
Yeah.
Each long rest takes off one, right?
Ideally.
Yeah.
I mean, I have
For what it's
drugs
worth.
that'll help you.
You won't care you're
sleep
exhausted.
like the dead.
Ferg needs to sleep for a week. And
Michaux does not
okay with
fully
taking drugs.
understand this thing,
I mean, I can give you something that'll
but
put
he
you
will
in a
cast
coma-like
protection
state.
from poison. as a last ditch effort.
In case.
I mean, I feel like at this point, time's gotten everything out, and Ferg's just like...
Can you read me protection from poison?
You touch a creature. If it is poison, you neutralize the poison. If more than one poison affects it, for the duration, the target has advantage on saving throws against being poisoned and has resistance to poison damage.
Fascinating. So, first of all, you still have 4 exhaustion levels.
Yeah.
But you're operating as though you only...
Okay.
How long does that spell last? And is it concentration based?
It lasts 1 hour.
Is it
So
concentration?
you have an entire hour's worth of, like you feel like you can totally handle yourself still. As a matter of fact, Ferg, you might even be convinced that you've been cured.
Oh, no. Ferg doesn't think that
Do you need healing?
they're cured.
I'm at 13 out of 20.
Do you
I think
need
I'll be
healing?
okay.
Ferg is pretty aware that this is
Thank you,
real false
I mean,
because
I've got
Ferg
2
also
spell
takes
slots.
drugs.
Nice.
I mean, you can just use them if you want to.
It's
but
the best I
I
can
don't know if
do.
we're going to get
Yeah.
attacked or
Me
anything
neither.
again
That's
before
the
we
thing.
see.
No, we're like,
All right, we'll just
thanks for that.
save them.
We're just gonna
What spells do you have?
we're gonna power through,
Wounds
and then you
strength
get us
strike.
somewhere
And
safe,
I know about them.
so I
They're
can
the
sleep
ones
for a
I've paid
fucking
attention to.
week.
It's great.
Let's go. Let's find the
Understood.
Blackfang. They'll protect us.
Yes. Yes,
Yeah.
Onward and upward, or
Okay.
like
So,
dipping forward.
Cool.
I'm going to turn to you and be like, do you think your friends need help? Just like, I know. Like, that's what basically I'm telling you without telling you I know.
So you gain a little bit of respite from this spell.
I heard battle.
An hour later, though,
But I did
it
not
kind of
hear the
comes back like a
dying
train wreck.
screams of my comrades.
And you keep on keeping on. I mean, like, thankfully, it doesn't half your movement, or no, it did half your movement, right? Didn't it?
Yeah.
So you're moving a bit slower.
I'm keeping pace with him.
I feel like, and I feel
Them,
like
sorry.
Lucy ends up like being there if you need to lean on her a bit. She just kind of hovers around. She knows you don't like to be touched, so she just kind of like stays there. And like I'm gonna say that like one moment you kind of stumble, and she reflexively like helps you up, but then lets go immediately.
Oh yeah, Ferg just like is willing to accept that kind of help. Just we're not talking about it.
And yeah.
I understand that.
Excuse me. I do have a question.
I'm ready.
With the having of my hit point max, does that affect the 20 hit points that I was at? Would that have gone down to 10?
Okay, so what's your max?
My max is 25, so that would have taken me down to 12.
Yes. It wouldn't affect the current hit points. It just
Okay.
means that you're closer to death.
So right now I have 20 hit points, but I can't get healed past 12.
Correct.
Sweet.
Your
That's what I
wounds
thought.
just won't heal.
Interesting.
Yeah, no, Ferg's like bruised and limping, but
Okay. Yeah. That
Yeah.
makes
Okay.
sense. It's like you're at temporary hit points, sort of.
yeah.
Gotcha. Weird.
Yeah. Which is why we need to sleep for a fucking week.
Sparky, what happened to Burgess?
We're not going to talk
The
about
mist
that.
is gone, by the way.
Can we make like a
was
check
not
to see if
following
we
it.
know
That's
what
fine.
that mist thing was?
Burgess.
Like what kind of check? Can any of us make like an Arcana check or something like that?
Some of us
if-
just know what it was.
I got real good Arcana.
Yeah. Does anybody know? Like, would anybody know what it was?
So
I
if
also-
you as a player think that you know what that is, I'm just going to allow that.
That's kind of what I assumed.
Yeah.
If you don't know what that is, if you legitimately don't know what that is, then you may make a knowledge religion check.
I know what it is.
I don't know what it is.
I mean,
So make a knowledge religion check.
Oh, okay.
I feel like Ferg is read enough to piece this shit together.
I got a 14.
I might not have recognized.
So,
But I
given the
wouldn't
fact
know.
that Burgess
Once
is
I heard that, like,
is
I've read about
a
that, yeah.
particularly powerful specimen of the undead, one of the things that happens when Burgess dies is that vampires like that burst into mist and attempt to basically make their way
Like
back
Dracula.
to their coffin or wherever they call their sort of sleeping area in order to reform and regenerate.
Oh, we lost Burgess.
I was like,
For a minute.
Well, I mean, her coffin's not going to be in the Kashar Forest.
Her resting place may be in the Kashar Forest, though.
You know, Odo just needs like a vessel.
Dog bowl.
come back.
And vampires
That's what I
classically
see.
only need to bring a little bit with them.
I don't know how much I explained about her situation or what you guys know about it.
Oh yeah, 0.
But the question that's probably, like bugging you is, why did Burgess die?
Like what killed her in that situation?
What killed Burgess?
Oh, that's enough.
Because Burgess, honestly, you guys are very grateful that she is your friend.
Mm-hmm.
Because if the opposite were true, she would probably tear you all limb from limb.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she would.
We would have ran, for sure.
Oh yeah, in different directions.
And she would have tracked you down and
Grizzly
killed
style.
you. So I'm basically hammering home the idea
now
of
it's fun.
what killed Burgess. Like this is not making any sense to you.
Yeah. No.
So
And show is absolutely tight-lipped about it.
yeah.
You know what killed her?
He doesn't ask. He doesn't tell.
What was exactly, because I was paying attention, but it all happened so fast. Like, what exactly was the scene? It was just like...
She said, no, not like this.
Yeah, that's what but nothing happened.
Or not right now.
No one got
That's exactly what she said.
we don't know what
Not
happened,
right
but we just know...
right now.
We just know Michaux was in front of Burgess. Or next to Burgess.
He was over there,
Nope.
but he was already
No.
turning to leave.
Yep.
Oh,
Burgess
okay.
was on top
That's what I
of
thought, but-
the twiggy fungi
Yeah.
buddy
Mhm.
and got filled with. I'm guessing that with that many thorns, she failed a couple rolls and got super exhausted.
Those twiggy things were oak. That's what happened.
Vampire staked, bro.
Yeah,
That makes sense,
Shot
though.
through the heart.
yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
If we all are not talking about the fact that she's a vampire, thorns in the center of your chest,
It got real Buffy-like when
either
she missed
poison or
That does make sense.
wood. Yeah,
I
Stakes.
feel like they wouldn't have a not right now kind of comment though to that.
So I want to
Something-
fast.
That made me think they got
Yeah.
called by their person, whoever's actually in charge of them.
So I
Also
want to
makes sense.
fast
I feel
forward
they're infested.
a bit to you all walking into Khos.
sweet.
Is this a different day?
It is the next day.
Cool. Did we find a spot to rest well enough?
Absolutely. You can assume that you've taken a long rest. And
3 I'm still at half. Right?
yeah, what you
No,
what you got
3
in
you're
your-
not at
what
half
you got in your
anymore.
portents?
That's a 4 thing.
Low.
Jesus.
No, that's fun.
Oh, probably.
Actually,
I love
it's
this-
not fun for me. But
Yeah, I know.
I would
Well, basically,
renew
am I
the
using this
protection
on
from
me and
poison
friends, or am I
spell,
using it on you? Or
So you're
as-
still being
on
affected
you.
a second.
Weird.
there's
as
reasons.
well as another resistance
For
just
the
in
record.
case.
So we're at the end of
You
our
fought
evening, so
well.
I'm gonna wrap this up for a second. So when you enter Khos, as remote as this town is, it certainly does not lack in abundance. So I want you to imagine the way post that you were at before. There are very, very similar layouts to that, except that this is just filled with orcs. And remember that this looked completely
Oh.
this,
Our people.
this looked completely empty until you got past a certain point, and then all of a sudden that hallucinatory terrain kind of parted
Just
ways.
rolled into Orc Wakanda.
Yeah, definitely.
All right.
So,
Come on.
Can I just be going down the street and being like, "Hey Joe, how's it been? Haven't seen you in a couple weeks." Hey Jimmy,
actually, yeah, totally,
I know all
absolutely.
of them.
But so
Are those
let me
orc names now? There's their official.
Yeah, it's
let me
official.
finish
There's
up-
Joe and Jimmy.
Let me finish up my
Sorry.
description. So, as remote as this town is, it certainly doesn't lack in abundance. The forest floor that makes up the orcish town ripples out in static waves, making you wonder if this setting is at all natural. The tops of these ripples are bare of any sort of fungi strain, while the swales are littered with fungi of all shapes and formations. And swales kind of exist in mostly shadow. Breaking up these land waves are oddly shaped yurts made of a thicker chite and draped with moss blankets accented with rows of colored mushrooms, giving each yurt an artistic and unique feel. Orcs mill about doing various things, including socializing, parenting, some kind of sluggish but simultaneous movement dance, foraging various fungi and other vegetation, and in general, living their lives. One thing they all have in common, though, is the painful stares they're giving you all as you realize that while you don't necessarily feel unsafe, nor do you feel at all welcome. And at that moment, you are greeted by a very large and physically able tribesman. And you recognize this tribesman immediately as essentially the tribal champion. The tribal champion, whom you know, I wrote down his name. Oh my god, is Zeph. Zeph, that's his name. And he walks up. Zeph is wearing but a loincloth. With a heavy belt.
Gets into it.
Kind of strapped, like that's part of the loincloth.
We admire our strength.
That's it.
Yes,
people.
exactly.
Zeph is also covered in some of which are tattoos, but some of which are tribal paint. And his face is, a veritable death mask, which the tribal champion is the only person in the entire tribe that actually goes the distance to intimidate people. The only one.
Mm-hmm.
And tribal champions are across the board, like all shapes and sizes. There's been tribal champions that have been druids. There are tribal champions that have been like all sorts of ones. This one in particular, is some kind of a warrior.
Mm-hmm. Which isn't very common amongst the orcs.
Which is not very common amongst orcs for sure. Ritual. And he walks up to you and towers over most of you. And he says, "Michaux, what is this?"
It's a long story,
I wish to hear it in detail.
Come, let us speak.
And he says,
If these people are friends.
You will shut your mouth and I will address Michaux privately.
But I'm part of his tribe. Why would he treat me like that?
And he's, you're guessing that the reason why he's treating you like that is because you're bringing a bunch of outsiders in here. And so right now, kind of the vibe that he's giving you is that you're no different from them currently, right?
I guess, but I feel like why wouldn't he think that more of Michaux than me? Like, why wouldn't he think Michaux's bringing these people in? I'm actually part of his tribe.
Because he doesn't know anything about what's happening right now. Like, for all he knows...
That's my point.
So let me finish. So that, for all he knows, they could be prisoners, and he wants to hear it from Michaux, not you.
Mm.
And so, then he... basically and he's not kind to Michaux too. Like, he takes your arm gruffly and basically moves you the other way, kind of ushers you a certain way, and turns his back towards you. And the last scene that I will leave you with for the evening is that when his back turns to you, you see that strapped to his back is that eagle-headed dagger from your past, and it's like basically right in the middle of the small of his back in a sheath, and that's where we'll end the evening.
Dun dun dun.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, mama.
Oh, how'd you like it?
Fun.
Nice.
Fun.
Well,
Good fun.
Michaux's dope.
Lots of fun.
Yeah,
thank you
Michaux's great.
so much, viewers, for tuning in. Thank you so much, Daniel, for joining us. Thank you, of course, my players for being amazing.
It was a pleasure.
What's up?
And what else do I want to say? Stay tuned for next week. We'll get into orcish culture.
Any other inspiration you want to award?
Just the two for y'all. I think that
make it next week.
It was a fantastic
orcish culture.
Sort of, what else do I want to say? Yeah, that's it. Have a great evening, y'all, and stay tuned for next week. Bye.
Bye.
Time out.